This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review The Long Walk. Plus, we discuss the Skydance Paramount acquisition and the crazy aggressive moves David Ellison is making, reactions to the latest episodes of Alien Earth and Peacemaker Season 2, quick thoughts on this year's Emmys broadcast, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, September 15th, 2025.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, we heard it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we heard it. We spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, what is up, listener? How's it going? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. That's the tagline, and I'm sticking to it. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us, well, this fella, he is a card-carrying perambulator. Now, bonus points for you word nerds if you know what that word means. But man, this guy will perambulate all over the neighborhood, out in the open, in the daytime even. It's Rug Boy. Does Ruggs know what this word means?
It means that I walk.
It does, Ruggs. You get points. It's a fun word, Anthony. You ever heard of this word, perambulate?
No, not at all.
Okay, real quick, interesting etymology. It comes from old British word meaning to walk at a leisurely pace. But a perambulator eventually became known to mean a baby carriage in England, and it's where you get the shortened word pram in England for baby carriage.
Now, if you jerk off while you walk, you're a master perambulator.
You're a master perambulator. This movie was the long perambulate term.
Yeah.
Perambulating. It's a fun word. I learned it from watching Deadwood. They used that word, and I was like, what the fuck? What is this word? I love it. So, everyone, perambulate. It's good exercise. Anyways, let's get to it, bastards.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
We've got some fun media to review coming up, but first, I got one news item we're going to start the show with. This is all prompted by Anthony sending me a link. Oh, shit. I like when he sends me stuff. Makes my job easier. I don't have to look for shit to put in here. But before we even get to this link, I need to set up a little bit, and I will throw it to you because I have been following this story for a while. What story? It is the story of Skydance Media, David Ellison, acquiring Paramount, right? Just recently, last month in August, the acquisition was finalized. Congress approved it. This was a deal valued at about $8 billion. So David Ellison pays $8 billion for the whole of Paramount and CBS and all these networks, and immediately starts making some really crazy aggressive moves. Like right away, he outbid Netflix for the exclusive 7-year U.S. streaming and broadcast rights to the UFC. Whoa. In a deal worth more than $7.7 billion. Meaning you won't have pay-per-views anymore. You can go to Paramount. All the UFC shit is going to be there. Right after that, he poaches the Duffer Brothers from Netflix, the guys who gave us the Netflix hit Stranger Things. They signed a 4-year agreement with Paramount, promising them theatrical movies. They can make movies for the theaters, which is kind of what they want. He follows that up. This was all over the news too, with the South Park deal, locking down the South Park guys for 5 years, 50 new episodes. That deal worth at least $1.25 billion. And then, Anthony, we get this news last week. What's the next fucking thing he's looking to swallow?
Interesting word choice there. What he is looking to do, so Paramount, so taking a step back, Warner Brothers Discovery merged a couple of years ago under Zaslav, and Zaslav is thinking about separating the two companies, so doing their TV and streaming division, their movie and streaming division, so Warner Brothers plus HBO Max, and then taking that as a separate entity, and then taking the TV stuff, so like the Discovery stuff, all that shit, and separating those two things because the TV stuff isn't making a lot of money,
right?
And it's bringing down all the other stuff. So he wants to separate those. What Ellison and Paramount want to do is they want to go in and buy it all. They want to buy Warner Brothers Discovery and merge it into Paramount Skydance and create a whole new conglomerate of shit that of things going on, or of a whole new media company.
And what is that price tag?
I think it's like in the 60, 70 billion dollars, something crazy, right?
70 to 80 billion.
Yeah, and so for those that are on like Skydance, you may have seen some of their shit in the past, but the type of movies they were making were like the Mission Impossibles, G.I. Joe, Star Trek Into Darkness, Baywatch. They made Annihilation, Terminator Dark Fate, Six Underground. Basically, they make a lot of these like big shoot 'em up films, and then obviously they're partnering with Paramount. Paramount's a legacy studio, and then potentially also bringing in Warner Brothers, HBO. Warner Brothers is on a hell of a streak right now in terms of opening. I mean, Conjuring Last Rites is killing it, so bringing in all the Warner Brothers IP. So it's all very interesting. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know. Like Paramount and Skydance created their super company and got Trump's approval by also donating to him some money or some shit.
They settled a lawsuit from CBS right beforehand. Yes.
There's a lot of like.
So there's some of that shit in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of antitrust stuff, but maybe with this administration, they'd be open to that.
Well, Senator Elizabeth Warren is not a fan of this and says it needs to be blocked. So there's monopolies. You don't want one company to get too big.
Right.
But
so I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, or if it's a good or a bad. I mean, people will lose their jobs.
Oh yeah, they're already laying off like a couple thousand people. I read in this article.
Yeah, they're already doing that, and then so I think it's huge. I mean, it's a big thing that Paramount and Warner Brothers are some of the oldest studios ever, and then they would merge in this scenario to what I don't know.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
then what is the direction of Warner Brothers under Ellison? Because right now they're doing really well, and they had a shitty streak before that, but yeah, it's all interesting.
I mean, this is what Zaslav wanted, when he came in, and I just think that storyline is hilarious, where they were separate, Discovery, HBO, it was called Max, and then he's like, it was called HBO Max, and then he's like, I'm gonna put them together and call it just Max, and then he was like, oh, this didn't work, and so them separating it again like it was, and then returning to HBO Max was just hilarious the last couple of years.
Well, I'm at the firm belief that Zavlav doesn't even give a shit about the WB or anything. He just wants to pump it up, get it to be worth something, sell it, and he could make his $2 billion, $3 billion cut that he gets to keep.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I don't think anyone from the HBO Warner Brothers side is going to stop this. They want this to happen, I think, because they all want their money. They want their money. So
I mean, from the industry side, the critique is that if these things merge, there's one less studio to sell stuff to, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but HBO Max with everything on Paramount Plus combined into one thing would be great. There's already so much shit on HBO Max as it is. It would be insane.
I'm not sure that I would like this to happen, but I feel like that David Zaslav wants it to happen. I would, the thing is, I wish that somebody over at Warner Brothers HBO really loved the company and wanted to make it something instead of just looked at it as a cash cow.
Well, there's also rumors that this isn't obviously a done deal. So there's rumors that Netflix might be in on this to buy
Warner Brothers. That's weird because Netflix hasn't bought anything.
They haven't bought anything. But people are speculating that maybe they buy this, and this Warner Brothers becomes their in to getting into movie theaters and utilizing what they have already. So there's a lot. This also affects what we watch, right? So DC is underneath all this. What does that look like underneath?
Is James Gunn's job on the line or in trouble now? Will he want to change that?
And I want to set the stage let's just say the Paramount deal goes through.
Yeah.
So then at that point, you're down to Disney, right? Because Disney bought Fox. So it's Disney Fox.
Yep.
You're down to Paramount, Warner Brothers, whatever that is.
Yep.
You're down to Netflix.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then from there, what is it? Amazon
Apple, Amazon.
Well, Apple's kind of lower, but I don't, but you got your
Peacock.
Prime.
You got the cock, Universal, right?
Universal, right? And then you've got, whatever Sony's doing. So you're
Sony's.
I would say right now, the big ones, if you did that, would be this merger, Disney and Netflix with like the cock Universal right tier below with Sony.
Yeah.
So it just, it'd be one less big studio to fund some cool shit.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. And whenever these things happen, there's always a change in direction, right? So like when Warner Brothers, Max got on whatever they became what they became, the AT&T entity, they had that switch to where they were putting everything day and day release on streaming, and they pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then that took a lot of time to unwind. And now it seems like they're finally getting a groove again with some, Sinners and Weapons and Superman. But then, now maybe that groove, I don't know what that groove looks like when you merge it with Paramount. Maybe Paramount's like, cool, you got all these cool people. We want that. Paramount's or Skydance, who's bought Paramount, they've been just doing these like big shoot 'em up movies. They haven't had those good dramas or other genres. So maybe they're like, hey, we want these genres underneath our wing.
All this IP.
I think that Warner Brothers is the only one that was actually hitting on all fronts.
They are.
So they were hitting with movies. They were hitting with TV shows. They were hitting with, the premiere content and things like that. Nobody else was really doing that. Like Netflix was only streaming.
Yep.
And Paramount was just doing movies well. Their online stuff was like, it was there. I mean, they had all the Tyler Sheridan
Star Trek.
stuff.
They have all the Star Trek shit, and and all the Tyler Sheridan and
So
South Park.
they were starting to grow. They were just starting to get a foothold. Peacock is still like miserable.
Yeah.
And you got Prime, which is a bit, I don't even know. They never get their shit together, Prime.
Well, they got Amazon MGM, so they got MGM Studios now.
Right. We'll see how that pans.
Consolidation does ultimately cut down costs if everyone is cash strapped, but very dangerous, close to monopoly, and just not.
Well, the thing about them, I could see like the Larry Ellison who's doing all this, or is it David Ellison or Larry Ellison? I forget.
David Ellison, his dad is Larry Ellison.
That's correct, right?
David is the son.
So I mean, they're definitely pumping into Paramount, right? Like they want to make this a thing. And like Ruggs mentioned, HBO, not only Warner Brothers movies, but the TV shows, like HBO, for all intents and purposes, I think it's still considered a prestige TV channel, right?
Yeah.
So I think it also helps to like lay out the subscriber counts for some of these. So Netflix right now is
they had 300 million,
301 million-ish.
Wow.
Prime, 200 million, but Prime is also tied to the fact that you get free shipping, right?
Yeah.
So how many of those are actually watching?
Yeah.
Disney Plus would be next at 127 million. HBO, so if they acquire HBO Max, 125 million.
Oh boy.
Paramount is 77 million.
Oh.
Hulu is 55, and then the cock 41.
Yeah.
Apple is 30.
Yeah.
So maybe Apple buys. I saw speculation Apple could buy Warner Brothers.
Apple has the money to outbid.
That's the thing. If these streamers if these like tech companies like Prime, Apple, Netflix want to do
Amazon has the money too.
They can get in the game and really create that movie revenue, right?
Yeah. But it seems like David Ellison is swooping in now and grabbing this before anybody else makes a bid. I will say that all these moves since buying fucking Paramount it's crazy. I've never seen someone be so aggressive, spend this much money, but they're all solid moves.
Can you recap them one more time? Because I think there's a theme here, but recap them real quick.
He bought streaming broadcast rights to UFC for 7 years.
Right.
Duffer Brothers, we're going to make him movies that he's going to put in the theaters and
Who's
TV
the
shows.
Duffer Brothers?
Stranger Things.
Okay.
So he's trying to kneecap Netflix a little bit.
They are Netflix's darlings. He poaches them essentially, and then the South Park deal gives them 50 episodes, 5 years.
That was on Paramount already, though.
Well, it was there and it was bouncing around on like somewhere else had half rights.
I thought HBO had it.
HBO had it for a while, but then it was on Comedy Central. But the South Park boys just getting paid.
Well, it sounds like to me, like based on those three moves, he's clearly targeting like a very like the best purchasing audience, which is males 18 to like 34.
Yes,
right.
Younger generation.
That's the generation. That's the people. That's the audience that everyone wants.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I'd be curious to see, if it happens, how it affects the industry and what the direction is of this new studio. Because we've seen Disney, Fox. I don't really know So the way, like when Disney absorbed Fox, right? They didn't buy everything Fox, but they bought all their IP.
Yep, most of it.
What they've really only done is they're like, we're just going to cherry pick the things we like. So they've only really utilized Fox for like Alien,
Avatar,
Predator, and like and all the stuff they lost from Marvel.
Well, all the stuff that they get from Hulu and the FX network as well.
Yeah. I feel like they haven't really. I mean, they use it, but I don't feel like I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm following the story. It was been so crazy, and then when I heard this, that he's like thinking about buying, I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's gonna buy up everything.
It's like $60 billion,
and then suddenly this Paramount is a huge fucking platform.
It's so messy. I can't wrap my head around it, because if you go on to any of these streamers, you could find redundant stuff that's on all three streamers.
And then they move around based on licenses and contracts expiring. Like Sony, you mentioned Sony. Sony is just, they're like arms dealers. They'll sell this shit to anybody who wants it. It's all over the place. And then it'll move from platform to platform once the contract expires. So it is annoying. But these are all properties. Anyways, it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Listener, let us know what you think. You can join this conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It's an exclusive closed group. There's spoiler, comment threads, and geeky stuff. And you can meet other listeners of the show. Lots of fun there. All right, gang. Let us continue with our coverage of our two fun shows that are running right now, starting with Alien Earth. The inaugural season. We are up to episode 6. This one's titled The Fly. Here's quick spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Anthony, what happens in The Fly?
In The Fly, we are now back in the present, right?
Yeah, because we had a flashback Maginot episode last week. Great episode. Probably one of the best.
Yeah, and then this one,
back in the main
couple things going on. Wendy's talking to the alien, basically.
She's clicking. And
hanging out.
Yeah.
Old girl that thought she was pregnant, they mind wipe her.
Oh, boy, Wendy. Or Nibs. Poor Nibs.
Nibs, yeah. Poor Nibs. We've got a negotiation between Boy Wonder and Yutani that ends with Yutani being a little pissed off.
It's a good scene.
We've got the mission for your brother.
Slightly. Arush Singh trying to get move forward. Morrow egging him on.
Yeah, trying to get an alien implant or a person implanted with an alien.
That is underway.
Yep, and then we've got. Because the girl was mind wiped, we got the dude being fired.
Yep.
And before he gets fired, he gives Wendy's brother some info, and then also gets stuck in the room with all the aliens because another dude decides to help. Go in there and help with no backup, and we finally get to reveal who the fifth alien is.
Yeah.
What they like to do, which is eat metal.
You got Toodles in the lab acting like a kid in a human body, making some
I can't remember the names of the kids.
Yeah, that one's Toodles. I don't know all of them. I know some of them. But the title, The Fly, this is the fifth alien, right?
Yeah.
Which is the thing that came out of that fucking little thing. Okay. And what'd you think overall? There's some interesting things happening here.
Overall, I did like this episode. It's, again, one of those things where most of it I liked. I loved the seeing the fifth alien and the plot with why this guy gets in there and the lamb, the eye guy.
The goat, just watching
setting it all up and all that stuff. I love the dread of they're fucking with all this and the aliens will figure it a way out to get out. But there was one stupid thing again.
Yeah.
When they reset old girl, what's her name?
Nibs.
Why the fuck would you let Wendy be at her side as the first person to see her?
I thought that was kind of interesting because, yes, they are like, we're going to remove the trauma by deleting all these actions.
The dumbest scientists I've ever fucking seen.
And then Wendy
in my fucking life. And this is supposed to be an intelligent show.
Wendy immediately goes, hey, what'd you think about all this? What? You don't remember? What's going on? And she figures it out.
Wouldn't you just keep them apart? Like, what are you doing?
Yes,
or you at least brief, like, hey, we had to do something.
Like you tell them, don't talk about the events.
Yeah, or
But
brief
this-
her like, hey, something happened. We needed to do this. Like, come up with some bullshit. Don't just let her. Don't just float her back in the wild.
But I will say it led to a lot of I thought the dialogue was very strong. There was a lot of great conversations, and it leads to the whole, are we property? Are we alive? You know, when she does confront Sylvia, she's like, these aliens didn't ask to be here. They're being studied like we're being studied. She doesn't want to be called Wendy anymore. She's listening to Kirsch, who's telling her people suck. Don't be people. And then I love the line where Sylvia's like, I'm here to help. Just tell me what's wrong. And Wendy's like, what if you're what's wrong? I was like, oh, shit. That's a good question. But like all of that had, the stupidity of them just leaving her there with Wendy. Of course, Wendy's going to be like, why'd you think you were pregnant right away? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Ruggs, what'd you think about this episode?
I like it when things are happening that make sense, and when things that are really poorly written like that, it's not good. And I feel like I'm getting robbed of a good show because they could easily do, but I don't know. They just don't want to. They're trying to piss us off, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know why you would do these things that are obviously stupid.
Right.
Because they need the plot to move in a certain direction, and it's so contrived. But
let's talk about the Toodles in the lab scene. Was that stupid, or that kind of made sense to me?
What, that he's a moron and he doesn't know how doors work?
He's a child, doesn't know his own strength. So when he goes to pull the door, it comes right off. And Kirsch told him to follow protocol. He wanted him to take Curly with him. He lies, saying Curly wasn't there. Wants to be like impress him, and he's an idiot. And unlocks the door, props it open with his foot. At which point, who was watching all of this, just fucking rams his head to distract him, locking him in. I was like, I was yelling at my screen. I was like, don't open this door. The fuck you doing? You're a fucking idiot. And yeah, we get to see him horrifically, kind of convulse and die. I thought that was a good performance by the actor.
I mean, look, the robot is taking the food to the fly, which is metal. And guess what? He's metal. Doesn't he think, hey, I could get eaten by these flies? The other things, like the other aliens, this is moronic, Imran. It's moronic shit.
Well, because he's a kid,
I agree with. I lean towards Ruggs here. I thought when you take the context out, I thought the scene was exciting and fun to see. Right, you get to see all these aliens. You finally get this fifth alien. Yeah. And you see how this guy's demise, right? Because you thought these hybrids were almost indestructible.
Right.
But when you add I also think it's weird though, because they lean on them being kids when it's convenient.
Sure.
So like you're going, oh, hey, it's a kid. And I could see that logic, but he was a kid the whole time when he was in the lab. If it's like he's like learning how to use his body, but it's like, but he's had all this time in his body. Like when he pulls out the drawer, it's like, wait, this is the first time he's ever fed them? I have a hard time believing that.
That's a good point, too. It is written very conveniently when it's necessary.
They lean on the kid stuff when they need it to happen. You know, it's just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, but there's some cute moments. I don't know if I'm still annoyed with how they're acting. Like when Smee was like, nobody wants to play with me. And he gives him like a grown-up hug. And he's like, he's going to take care of some stuff. He's like, promise. And then I was like, all right, it's kind of cute, but it's kind of fucking annoying.
Sometimes it's all right.
Sometimes it's okay. This fucking Xeno grows very quickly throughout the episode. Anybody, what do we think about that?
No, that's in line with how it is.
Yeah, I mean, in Romulus, it grew in like 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, so it's by the end, it's full grown, and she's clicking fucking with it. The boardroom scene I thought was fantastic because fucking Boy Cavalier is such a fucking dick. Just putting his feet up barefoot on the table and crawling over while he's calling her out. And I heard on the podcast, I heard that was the actor's idea. He was like, what if I just put my feet up and crawl and just be a fucking obnoxious? And it was great. It's perfect in that character. You hate him. But he's trying to out her like, you're smuggling invasive species. That's against every charter, illegal. So he's going to get $20 billion and damages. And then he's like, yeah, I'll return your things after the 6-week quarantine. And she's like, oh, fuck you. Offers him $50 billion. And he's like, no, we're going to wait for the quarantine.
Yeah.
It was great. That was fucking very good chemistry between those two.
What do you think of where they're going with Wendy talking to the alien and her posing the question that these aliens don't want to be locked up either? Are they going to go with the alien helps her?
So I thought that was another fascinating conversation where Joe is like, these things are trying to kill us. And she's like, are they? So are we. They didn't ask to get brung here. This one might be good, Joe. I've been talking to it. And it might be if it's bonded with her.
Not a chance.
I feel like they may team up. I don't know what they're saying, of course, but
if they do the team up, is that
too much?
It might be too much.
Or you think it's going to team up and then he just turns around and fucking kills her.
That would be good.
Which would make more sense.
That makes more sense.
I did enjoy. I love just seeing the different aliens. I like seeing the reveals of like how these aliens.
Now we got that big one, the big plant one that we got to see.
We haven't
seen it kill anyone. We've just seen it like stick its arms out.
No, I'm worried about the fucking goat though. This thing, it stood up at one point. Did you see that shit? It was standing up. This thing has been watching everything. It seems super smart. Don't fucking keep your eye on the fucking goat. Jesus. The other bit that I loved was the conversation in the elevator between Morrow and Kirsch, where you got this.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Right, that's Synth and Cyborg.
They both really despise each other's existence.
Morrow calls Kirsch obsolete, and I love when he's like, "I like killing synths because they feel no pain," and then Kirsch is like, "I would think the pain would be the best part." And then I love Morrow goes, "I'll see you soon, old toy," instead of old boy.
Well, Kirsch also says you're like a human or you're a machine pretending to be a human or some shit like that.
Yeah. He's like, makes you think of your.
They're definitely building towards a fight between them two, which I enjoy.
I want to see them fucking do.
But that leads to another point, though, in the kind of the reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Is Kirsch sees all this shit happening in the lab.
Yes.
And he doesn't do anything.
This is, first of all, Kirsch also very similar to the replicant in Blade Runner, played by Rutger Hauer with the white hair. But Kirsch watching all of this and still he asks him, "Oh, how's everything?" He goes, "I'm fine. Everything's fine." He's watching the facehugger attach itself to Arthur. He's watching what the fuck is going on. And he seems fascinated by it. But why is he not saying anything? Is he going to ever step in or does he not give a fuck and just wants it all to go to shit?
At this point, I mean, he realizes that there's nothing that there's no consequences to anything, and he just wants to see how things play out.
I feel like that too. He's fascinated.
Like,
curious.
Boy Cavalier can't really do much to him,
right?
You know, like I think he feels that he's intellectually as smart as Boy Cavalier, and he thinks that he's beyond the human people that made him. So he's not going to listen or do his job. He's going to do what the fuck he feels like.
Yes.
And right now, he's just entertaining himself.
Yeah, he's just like, these things are fun. Find out more things.
Yeah, he's curious and he wants to see what happens. He doesn't care what the end result is.
And I mean, I like the face hugger, how he got the face hugger. Like, slightly had to improvise a little bit, or just he got lucky that he was there and locks him in and puts him in the vent just in time before that fucking fly gets to him. And I think he's going to need Smee's help.
Well, also, he brings the dude with the body into an air shaft.
Yeah, they're in
a vent. So now that alien's probably going to burst out and get loose in the facility.
Well, you got some time though, right? Because first the facehugger.
So you think it's going to be alien versus alien at the end?
Shit.
I do want to see some alien on alien action for sure.
There's going to be another one. Yes.
Oh, maybe. Oh, you mean like the xenomorph versus the one that's friends with Wendy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And
maybe
Wendy. Yes, and Wendy's like teaming up with him.
What if this happens? What if the alien gets into the alien?
No, but the alien has no eyeballs. They couldn't find its eye when it detected in the flashback. So I think that I don't know if it can find an eyeball on the Xeno.
Maybe it goes in its rectum.
I don't think Xenos have eye orifices
and controls it from another orifice.
It's like, I'm gonna go up his ass. Just the eye poking out of the alien's ass. But I'm telling you, those two and that eye alien are gonna play in. We only have 2 more episodes left. So Joe got the codes to the boat. He wanted to take Wendy and leave, and Wendy didn't want to leave, but I think now she is going to want to leave.
Oh, I don't think they're building towards that at all. I think she's going to want. I think she's fully immersed in staying.
She does still want to stay, even
I
after.
think she thinks that she's a mommy now.
Right. Sure. A little bit.
So
But
and I think
after-
she also thinks she's got more to do than just be his brother or his sister.
Yeah.
Like I think that the human life for her, she's seeing all this and it's not exciting. Like this is what she wants
No,
to do.
she said she doesn't want to be people. She wants to just remove the madness and the sadness. But I thought after she found out what they did to Wendy, she might turn against them. Maybe not leave, but she's not going to be happy about it.
So it has all these different things going
Yeah.
on. Do you think Noah Hawley's leaning towards any sort of like voice or perspective on what he's trying to get across?
I maybe just the hubris of man a little bit,
Yeah.
playing God with these unknown things. And what is being alive?
Partially, I think that science is always going to want, out of curiosity and needing to know things,
They're going to poke things.
they're going to poke around and do these things because they want to unlock the mysteries of the universe. And I think it's something that you can't stop. Like, look at this AI shit.
Yeah.
We all know it's bad.
Yeah.
We all know it's not going to turn out well in many ways, but they're hoping for that one way where it does turn out well and it helps humanity or in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And they can never weigh those things out properly. Like the risks versus the things that could go bad.
But that is the disagreement between the scientist couple, right? The husband is like, you can't do this because you're going to essentially change who she is if she's somebody. And then the mom is like, it's just data. We're just going to remove the data. She's a product, she's a thing. So which way is it?
Yeah, I think they're playing with, what makes a soul and the science, I think, is definitely a big part of it. The soul part I'm getting at is, you have the hybrids who are human souls in alien, in robotic bodies,
right?
And they're slowly becoming, maybe less human or maybe more human. We'll see.
Right.
But then you have like Kirsch, who has the curiosity of a human, but with no real soul. So he's just like, I'm so curious that I want to see how this all plays out.
Yes.
And that's another thing is that humanity, there's nobody who actually understands. There's no scientist or theologian or priest who actually knows what a soul is, or if it even exists.
You just got to watch that Pixar movie.
So no, that's not how they work.
They play jazz.
I'm sorry.
White things.
They can't make that. Disney's not going to discover.
Disney probably figured it out.
Disney figured out what that's
5 years ago.
So the fact that they're trying to replicate something that they don't even know the nature of,
right,
is fucking interesting, and how it's probably off the mark. If we don't know what it is, how are we going to replicate it?
Yeah.
So whatever it is going to be a facsimile and a poor one at that.
Well, the last part of this is Morrow, right? So he is a human,
right?
But it seems like through being in this job, let's call it, and seeing the things he's seen and losing the people he's lost a lot of his soul.
Been dehumanized.
Yeah, right. He's dehumanized.
Yeah, he's part machine.
Right. So it's just that's probably interesting thing. I don't know if they're going to resolve any of that or if they have
all that is fucking interesting. Yeah, Kirsch is just a guy who's studying everything all the time. Doesn't give a fuck. I think he just wants to see what's going on. We gotta mention the song. I've been mentioning the end song every week.
This is your thing.
This one, not as much in my bag. It was a Godsmack song. It's a great song. I wasn't really big into Godsmack in the 90s. I'm gonna be honest.
Because you don't
which Godsmack song was it? Was it I Stand Alone?
Shit, I don't remember. It was pretty good. I listened to it. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good song. It's a heavy fucking song. The words reflected kind of what was going on.
Oh, it's Keep Away From Me. That's the one.
Yeah.
Do what I told you.
Very nice staccato fucking grunge guitars. But I was not big into Godsmack, so this one is not my favorite end credit song.
I like a little Godsmack.
And then finally, Ruggs, how is the date going? We were having dessert last week.
Yeah, so this episode, it stalled the date a little bit. I'm still interested. But I'm not completely turned off yet. But like, I've heard some things.
Oh, the date's turning.
She said some things that were questionable. Makes me question her intelligence. I mean, not that I need that to continue the date. I don't need her intelligence, but I mean, I feel like I can still continue the date with this complete lack of intelligence and stupidity. I could probably get past it because she still looks good. And we'll see how it goes.
She just used the wrong side of the spoon.
Now she ends up being a Nazi or something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to kick her into the curb.
We got 2 episodes to find out how this date goes. But
We'll see.
we'll
see what happens. Maybe she's got skeletons in the closet. Maybe she's got I don't know, some surprise for me. You never know. You never know.
What's
it could be
that
happening
smell?
later on in this date.
You never know.
Yeah.
What smell? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Yeah. No, I'm still digging the show. We can't wait to see the last 2 episodes. Hopefully they can stick the landing soon. Let us continue with the other show, Peacemaker, season 2. We are up to episode 4. This one titled "Need I Say Door?" It's kind of funny. Here's spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Anthony, on a short one, what happened? But like lots of stuff happens, but it's like real short.
This one, what happened in this one? Oh, this one, we get an origin for how they get access, or they, meaning Chris, access to this door that leads to another dimension. And we're in our dimension, and he's getting invaded by Argus, so he needs to escape Argus with his eagle-y and find another location for this door to go to another dimension.
Yeah.
So that's most of the episode.
Yeah.
And then the end of the episode, we see Harcourt getting Harcourt being bribed to get her job back. To do that, she's got to set up Chris for Argus to get him. And this all stems from Rick Flag being really pissed off that Chris killed his son.
Yeah. That's pretty much the whole episode. Some fun moments. The flashback you start with, you see Augie shooting this alien in the head, and this portal is alien technology, and you can move it. Ruggs, what do you think about this episode? They can move the portal down.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I always assumed that you could because he had it in different in the different places. So
that's true.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was nice seeing the flashback, and you could still see that that Chris's dad is still like a redneck, and that plays into what's going to happen next episode. Which they didn't really touch on that at all when in the other scenes because they were keeping it close to the vest. They don't want to spoil what's going to be happening in the next episode. But then the fact that Chris calls Abadeo and she's there at the door and she's going to be walking into the place with him probably.
This is when
the reveal is going to be, and her being there is going to make the reveal even more crazy. Yes. So
they're all racist.
Now James Gunn was on Howard Stern.
Oh, I thought Stern was done.
No, he's not.
That was it. It was a lot. It was a joke. It was a work.
There was a couple of. It was inflated. They are going through negotiations, but he's going to resign.
Okay, so he's still on the air. Okay.
Yeah, they're probably not giving him the money that he wants, but like he's still not going to go anywhere. He barely works. He works like 2 days a week. What's he else? He's making, and he never even leaves his house to do it. He just does it out of his house. So why would he not do it? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. He interviewed James Gunn for a very long time, and we found out a lot about him.
Yeah.
And he seemed cooler actually after hearing this interview than I give him credit for.
Oh, really? Long form with the James Gunn.
Long form interview, lots of comic book knowledge, and he kind of knows what he's doing as far as like what he wants. I don't know if I agree with everything he wants, but he did say that this next episode is his favorite episode that he's ever of anything that he's ever written.
Whoa!
And he's like talking it up, so I know that if it all tracks, the rumors that we've heard are probably true.
Yes, because that's also the interview where he did confirm, Anthony, you probably saw this, that the Man of Tomorrow is going to be a team-up Lex Luthor Superman movie where they got to fight something. But I thought the teaser for next week was very interesting because it almost looked like a season finale episode. But what I've heard, the last 3 episodes, 6, 7, 8, are wild. So this next week is kind of closing out something here. And then the last 3, I don't know where it's going. I'm really curious. But I did like I think the standout this week had to be Michael Rooker as Red St. Wild. getting naked, dancing around a fire. And then apparently Eagle Hunter has powers because naked ass Michael Rooker is flying through the sky, following Eagly, and he sees him go right to the cabin, and I love it. He goes, "I got you now, motherfucker." With the blood on his third eye, like that was crazy. He's so funny. That was.
I thought he was pretty funny. I liked him too.
I still think Tim Meadows is great in this show too.
Tim Meadows had that whole bit about winking, where Economos like he winked. He's like, "What does that mean?" "Oh no, it was like we're all in this together." Wink. He's like, "Since when has a wink meant that?" And then she does it to him. She winks at him because we're all in this together, right, Flurry?
I thought it was a solid episode. I found the opening to be somewhat disturbing with the alien and its guts hanging out.
I mean, he blasted him in the head.
Yeah, and then he blasts him. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's more of it's somewhat of a transition episode, but it's an easy watch, right? This one was only like 40 minutes as well.
Easy.
So
yeah, another 38 minutes. You got a little fight scene with Judo Master that was kind of fun, and they moved the portal. It's in this cabin. The other thing was funny is after Flag visits Amelia Harcourt, Chris just like makes it so easy and just like, "Can we meet up?" And he's walking. So the episode of him ends with him walking into this trap, which you got to think he knows this is a trap. I don't know why he would just walk into this trap. So, I mean, I thought the beginning of this episode would have been a bigger thing where they're approaching and he has to get out, but Economos kind of tips him off, and so he manages to slip out, except for the Judo Master. But yeah,
that was funny. Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, another nice short moving the story along next week. Should be interesting, and then the final 3 episodes. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm ready for it.
We're locked in for this.
Yes. All right, let's take a break here, fellas. Go play some promos. We're gonna come back and talk about the long walk. Right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up? This is Brian, and I'm the host of Citizens of Pawnee, a Parks and Recreation podcast. That's right, a podcast dedicated to my favorite TV show, Parks and Rec. Every week I discuss my favorite things about the show, which include character breakdowns, episode rewatches, and other random facts and tidbits about the show. You can find me on Instagram at Citizens of Pawnee Podcast and listen wherever you get your podcast now. You will literally love it.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Sophia.
I'm the brother.
And I'm the sister. And we are watching a show about cousins.
We're your hosts for Dance of Joy, a Perfect Strangers rewatch podcast.
We grew up watching the 80s hit sitcom, and now we'd like you to join us every week as we rediscover our love for our favorite TV cousins, Balky and Larry.
You can find our show at danceofjoypod.com and on all major podcast platforms. Now we are so happy, Sophia. We do the Dance of Joy.
Imran, this is a podcast. They can't see us.
Oh, po.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy this show, this is a fantastic time to join our Patreon fan club. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. There's a link in the episode description, and you can give back for all the entertainment value you get every week here on a monthly or annual basis, for as little as $3 a month. You get access to stuff like a bonus podcast feed, an exclusive feed where the shows come out a little bit early. You would have heard our instant reactions to the movie we're about to review. There's other movie reviews, bonus content. You can join us on our monthly virtual hangouts. We do this on Discord. This month's hangout, fellas, is this week, Thursday, September 18th, the day after this show comes out. Who's there? Who's come on.
Yeah.
When is it?
This Thursday.
Join us for Discord. We're going to talk. And
This
you can
Thursday.
look at Imran.
This Thursday. Come on out. Hang out.
You can't look at Anthony because he's never there, but you can look at Imran.
I might join this one. We'll see.
Oh, see?
Oh, you might be able to look at Anthony too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Yeah,
me too.
Get pumped. Anthony might be at the Discord. It's a fun time. Lots of other fun tiers and levels to pick from over on
What
Jock
time
and
is it
Nerd.
on?
8 p.m. Central Time
Oh, okay.
in the Americas Central.
Okay.
And it's, you can pop in and out whatever you want. You don't got to be there
How
the
do you
whole
do
time.
it? How do you get on the Discord? You have to email you or
gotta
something?
sign up for the tier on Patreon that is Discord approved. And then if you are on that tier, you need a handle. Just send me your Discord handle. Get in touch. I can give you access, but you should get access automatically. And then you hit that server link and you're in. If there's any issues, just reach out. I can fix it. And we get some people joining for the first time, after being on Patreon for 7 years, like 2 months ago. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, let's get to this week's movie review. We will be discussing The Long Walk. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This movie is based on a 1979 novel of the same name, written by Stephen King under his pen name, Richard Bachman. And I did some further digging. This was actually the first book he ever wrote at 19. It wasn't the first book that he published, but he wrote this when he was 19, even though it came out later, which is kind of interesting. Under the pen name Richard Bachman, he wrote about 7 books, some of them including this one, The Running Man, Thinner. He used that pen name to write a lot of dystopian novels. Do you know why he used that pen name? I had to look this up. Does anybody know?
No.
He essentially wanted to write more than 1 book a year, and the publisher was like, you're going to dilute your audience. Let's just keep it to one. He wanted to write more. They didn't let him, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to write under a different name. And then he was trying to figure out, is it my writing or is it my name brand that sells these books? Turns out it was the writing, because those Peter Bachman books were also sold pretty well. But I was wondering.
Didn't he have other pseudonyms or something? He was like John Swithin.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Richard Bachman is the pseudonym.
And Beryl Evans as well.
Essentially, the man can write so much that he needed to come up with another identity just to put books out. Fucking crazy. I don't know how he writes so much. Anyways, Long Walk on the Rotten Tomatoes, currently sitting at an 89% tomato meter, 85% audience popcorn meter. This movie was made for $20 million. How does it do opening weekend? Well, let's take a look. This weekend's box office is kind of interesting. A couple of surprises. The number 1 opening movie this week is actually a movie that wasn't on any of our most anticipated lists from last week, but it was on our buddy listener Jose Ibarra's most anticipated list. He commented about it. It was Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, this anime, part 1 of a trilogy, makes $70 million domestic opening this weekend. And it already had some numbers coming in internationally, so it's at 386 global. It's considered its global debut, but it's the first part of a trilogy. That $70 million is the best opening ever for an anime film, beating Pokemon. That made $31 million in 1999. Best ever for Crunchyroll. Sony's biggest opening in 2 years, and the 6th biggest September opening of all time. That's crazy. More about that later from Jose Ibarra. So you got to ask, okay, so Long Walk must have opened at number 2, right? No. The Conjuring Last Rites in its 2nd week opens at number 2. It is now sitting at $131 million domestic, $339 global. That movie only cost $55 million to make. It is a horror. They always hit. So, okay.
Warner Brothers.
Oh, and it is another hit for Warner Brothers, making that whole deal more attractive for David Ellison. All right, so you're like, okay, Long Walk's got to be number 3. You'd be wrong. It's Downton Abbey, a Downton Abbey movie, the grand finale, 18 million domestic opening. And then our Long Walk opens at number 4 with a soft 11.5.
So what you're saying is
domestic.
Anyone that's listening to the show probably hasn't seen the movie.
Correct. Because it opened, I don't think anybody went to see this movie. Which is, a Stephen King adaptation usually pulls some numbers. So this one's a soft. Maybe Running Man will do better. There's another one coming out. And then,
Before we go ahead. Sorry.
Well, just number 5 to close that top 5. Toy Story 30th anniversary re-release.
Before we get into the Long Walk, off the top of your head, and if you need me to read them, I can. Do you have a favorite Stephen King adaptation of in the movie?
Hell. I mean, this movie reminded me of Stand By Me, which
I think that's my favorite.
Let me list a few just to get your mind going.
Yeah.
Pet Sematary, It, Carrie, The Shining, Cujo, Children of the Corn, Stand By Me, Running Man, Misery, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, The Mist, Dark Tower, It, like I said. Yeah, those are some of the bigger ones.
I mean, The Shining. It's just
The Shining is definitely one of the best ones.
I do like Misery though, for your straight up kind of psychological horror. And then Shawshank. Come on,
I'd say Shawshank is probably the best one for me.
I'd say Shawshank, The Shining, and Stand By Me are probably my favorite ones. I'd watch more than once.
But I've read a lot of novels. I thought the It TV version was pretty good. I got to watch the new one. They're doing The Talisman, which is a fucking great sci-fi novel about this kid who goes into another world and he's got like a wolfman friend.
Wait a minute. Ruggs. No love for your boy Arnold?
Running Man?
The Running Man. I forgot that was a Stephen King thing.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Bachman.
And we're getting two of those movies this
You're going
year.
to abandon your boy Arnold in any sort of competition?
No, I'll throw that one in there.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Running Man's fun.
I like Carrie.
The new one might be fun. Carrie's good.
I like Carrie. I like I don't know.
They're all gonna laugh at you. I mean, there's iconic moments from all of his, books that have turned into movies. So just this guy's production, the way he can write so fast and you can read, it's crazy. I don't think he's a real person. Back to The Long Walk. This film, co-produced, directed by Francis Lawrence, we may know, director of Hunger Games, Constantine, I Am Legend, from a screenplay by J.T. Molnar, who gave us the wonderful Strange Darling last year. And I remembered his name and I was like, oh shit, I got to see what this fucking guy is up to in the future. The cast features a lot of fun people. Cooper Hoffman, the son of the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, playing Ray Garrity. One of the leads, the other lead played by David Johnson, who we saw as the synth in Alien Romulus, playing Peter McVries. You got Ben Wang, you got the Karate Kid in here, you got an alien guy in here, you got Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid, Ben Wang playing Hank Olsen, you got Mark Hamill playing the Major, Judy Greer playing Ray Garrity's mom, and then the other kids are played by people: Garrett Waring, Tut Nyut, Charlie Plummer, Joshua Ojic, Jordan Gonzalez. Up and comers. I don't really know a lot of these people, but solid, promising young cast you have here with David Johnson and Ben Wang and Cooper Hoffman, I think. This movie is rated R. It's an hour and 48. Anthony, what happens in The Long Walk?
The Long Walk occurs in some sort of timeline where the U.S. is militarized, and every year young men are voluntold. I don't know what the situation is. It was a little unclear.
Right.
In a raffle to do this walk. There's about, maybe 100. I don't know what the number is. 30, 100, somewhere in there.
50, one from every state.
50. And they all go on this walk. And the winner of the walk, there is no finish line. The winner of the walk is the last person standing, doesn't get their ticket punched. And they get a prize of basically whatever they want. The losers get shot. So it's walk or die. It's what's that movie that we reviewed from Japan?
Battle
Royale walking.
Well, really, this book is the book that inspired Hunger Games, Battle Royale, Squid Games, Black Mirror, any fucking dystopian kind of thing. This fucking Stephen King wrote it first. With that said, Anthony, what did you think of The Long Walk?
Yeah, this was one of my top 5 most anticipated movies. I saw 20 minutes of it at Comic-Con. I was pretty pumped to go and see it. Caught it at my local Alamo. And you can hear my instant reaction. I was a little bit mixed on it. I think I leaned toward liking it, but I was a bit mixed. As I've marinated on the movie a little bit longer, I think while it's entertaining, I think it's a pretty mediocre movie. I was a little bit disappointed. Maybe my expectations were a little too high. I think it's an entertaining watch, but I think it's kind of repetitive visually, even. Like, I understand it's just a walk. I do enjoy some of the characters and the relationships, but I felt like there was a lot of stories and side characters and stories and the way it ends. I think there's a lot of things that, for me, when I think a little bit more about it, they just don't really jive. Like, I feel my overall thought is the movie needed to be longer to flesh out some of the characters and some of the motivations and the villains, or the villain. And the ending's kind of weird, but then also it's very repetitive visually. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep watching, because a lot of it's just them, a front shot of them walking.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking.
I don't
in the
know.
movie. It's in the title.
I found it to be, as the more I think about it, the more I think it's just kind of a mediocre movie and a little bit disappointing. So curious what you guys think.
Interesting. Ruggs, opening thoughts. How do you feel about
I was on the fence about watching this movie. I thought it could go either way. It could either be really brilliant or it could be a snooze fest. And it's somewhere in the middle. I'll tell you the most memorable thing about this movie is people take shits while they're walking. And if it wasn't for that, shitting and walking and people getting their brains blown out while they were shitting, there'd be nothing to talk about in this movie, because there's really, I mean, there is some like very well done gore, and there's very well done people getting like heads blown off and stuff like that. Yeah. So they don't do it nothing's done in a really terrible way. I just think this story, if you want to tell it, I don't even know if Stephen King's book gets into it at all. Probably doesn't, but you have this thing that everybody in the world is supposedly watching, but it doesn't feel like anybody's watching.
No, it didn't.
It doesn't feel like there's anything to it. So at least when you watch like the Hunger Games or Battle Royale,
there's a crowd there.
You can feel like you at least get the world that they live in and what's going on and the stakes of it and how people either need to watch this to kind of have a release or something, but you don't get anything. It's just naked. It's like these people walk, and they did it out of trying to just keep it super, super simple. But that simplicity only works if you have something really good with the characters. And I think that they tried to get there, but they never really did with the characters. So it just doesn't work.
What's a better title for this movie?
Street Shitters.
That's right. Street Shitters.
It's a street shitter. If it was called Street Shitters, then it would have been better. Like, I thought at some point, because this is what's going on. And I always do this because I always just sit there and go, practically, there's things that you can do, right? So, number one, you have 100 guys, 50 guys, right?
50 guys, yeah.
You got 4 people that are maintaining this with guns. Yeah. You could easily overrun them.
Oh, they could have swarmed
in a second. Fuckers. Like maybe a couple of them would die, but then most of them would live. And then they could walk and fucking win. I don't know.
The one guy tries, right? But then he shoots one guy and he stops. I'm like, why just stop shooting? Shoot the rest of them.
I think that would have been interesting if there was like some like a silent coup going on and they had a plan or something. But like nothing was going on really. There's nothing really. There was just like the only big thing was, and I knew the minute that the guy told the other guy that he wanted to blow that guy was going to die and the other guy was going to do it. I just knew it.
Really? You called it? We'll get to that. Yeah. The ending is interesting. We'll get to that. It's a changed ending from the book.
Right. It was just telegraphed a little bit too much. And I would have like maybe thinking, okay, those 2 guys are going to win, and then someone else completely you don't expect to wins for a weird reason. Yeah. That would have been fun. But like kind of like the 2 that you're following, one of them was going to win, you know? Yeah. So it's like there wasn't anything in it for me. I was bored. I checked my watch a lot. But, you know, the shitting in the street, that was good.
I mean, that was the part of the movie that I didn't even think about. How do you piss and shit while you're doing
Well, that's the only part. That's the only time I just sat up and go, well, I've never seen that before.
That's different. So here's what I thought. It was also on my top 5 and most anticipated for the rest of the year list from last week. And I did walk away maybe slightly disappointed. Now, I did think the first half I really enjoyed. It found it very haunting, harrowing, tense, brutal, graphic. You know, when they shoot the kids, they don't fucking cut away like you expect them to. You fucking see it. It is bleak, depressing dystopia. I like bleak, depressing dystopia shit a lot, so I was digging it. But the back half, it gets a little tedious. It does get a little boring. And I felt like I did enjoy the dynamics of the kids and, you know, some of their conversations they were trying. It kind of reminded me of like your Stand By Me, where the kids are having stupid kid conversations. They were trying to get to that, but I don't know if it quite got there. I thought Mark Hamill was kind of miscast. He's just a little too cartoony.
Yeah.
I just wish they had someone like with that same material. You can have someone just play it a lot scarier, meaner, with just a different delivery. Look, Mark Hamill's great, right? He's great as Luke Skywalker. He is great as Joker. And I think that's about it. And then he could play himself. That's about the range of Mark Hamill. I thought the kids were great. Ben Wang was hilarious. Hank Olsen. And then the movie does constantly it made me think about, could I do this? What would I do in this situation?
Yeah, but another thing is that they were going way too long. There's no way that they would have made it that long. There's no fucking way.
Does end up going, what, at the end? It's like 6 days, 300 something miles.
Yeah.
6
There's no
days.
way. You couldn't, without sleep.
No, but they're sleeping and walking also, which I was like, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch.
Thing.
A little bit of stretch.
No.
I thought the script does do a good job of teasing hope every now and then snatching it away. And I thought as the movie went on, you got to know the kids more, that's hit a little bit harder. Like when Hank died, dude, I was like, no, not fucking Hank. That was tragic and kind of crazy because you love that character. But I think at the end of the day, it was just okay. It was entertaining. It's just okay.
Yeah.
But Ruggs, to your point, let's talk about the setting, which it is fascinating. Anthony, what is your read on the setting? Because I feel like it's
the setting. You want to talk about the setting?
Yeah. It's an alternate dystopian past.
Yeah, it's literally the past, right?
Yeah.
It's sometime in the past, although not sure when.
Well, they're broadcasting. That doesn't from a mobile unit. That doesn't. That doesn't
do that
happen.
in the Viet. Like he wrote this book while the Vietnam War was going on, so I feel like this is the setting. It's an alternate universe of maybe we lost all these wars. Because on the radio in the beginning, you hear the guy go, "It's the 19th anniversary of the war that tore the country apart," or something. And there's that letter. But I do agree with you, Ruggs. I wanted to know more about this world, and for something that's everyone's watching, you don't see fucking anybody anywhere. I was like, who the fuck's watching? Like his mom is just on the street by herself. Like
even when they get into the city,
it's
and there's
weird.
people. There's like hardly any people. They have like 3 extras in there.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, it underwhelmed me.
And I don't think they did a good enough job. Although, like, you get an understanding of the prize, sort of. I don't think they do a very good job of explaining like why all these kids are all that enthusiastic about doing this. Are they so down? Like, I would love to have seen what's motivating, because all these kids, I mean, they're all walking to their death, basically.
Right. They know what's going to happen.
All of them are starting it so enthusiastically. I would have loved to get an understanding of like, okay, how bad is it that these kids are getting involved in this, and how bad, and then maybe you build on, look how bad it is, like how bad the government keeps them down, and then you could have the villain Mark Hamill be more villainous. I thought they tried to do it with the flashback, but I don't know, it just didn't really work for me.
Yeah, they tease a lot of things.
On that note, while you're talking about teasing things, that brings up a point for me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the ending later because I want to talk about that. But I think the movie kind of is the script is a little odd, I'd say, because you get these different things. So like I wrote down, you have the dude writing the book about the long walk,
right? Harkins,
but
he's the one who's.
But that doesn't really lead to anything. So why is that a thing?
It's interesting that this one kid has decided to write a book. That's it.
But that's his defining thing, and then it doesn't really lead to anything. Like you would have thought, maybe this is maybe they take it up the mantle and they're going to continue writing a little book for him because it's so important, because it needs to get established, because no one understands
what it's like.
This walk is how terrible it is.
And you can't write and walk at the same time. It should have been a tape recorder,
right? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point too. But then also these other things. So you have like the bully, who's like a really bad guy, or like kind of bullying this one kid that gets killed.
Rank, Gary Barkovich and Rank.
Suddenly flips and then like kills himself, and it's just like, okay, this guy's just acting different in every scene. And I don't understand what he's acting.
Well, no, but they were teasing him the whole time, calling him killer and murderer. And then he wants to just be accepted, and the minute he's freaking out over he feels bad about getting Rank killed, which was crazy. And then he just stabs himself.
Yeah, it was way too crazy.
Then what about Hank had a wife? Like, what was the point of telling us that he was the one married one? Ben Wang Hank Olsen.
Oh, right. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. The
Yeah,
one
he's the one that wants 10 naked ladies.
Yeah, that's funny. I want 10 naked ladies. That
He was funny.
It was hilarious.
I thought he was funny. I thought he was a good character. The one that boggles my mind the most, though, is the reveal of the dude with the muscles being Mark Hamill's character's son.
Yeah, so Stebbins
what is that? Like that,
one of the
that
last
reveal
three.
falls so flat. It has nothing to do with anything.
He is the bastard son of the major. So
I don't know. It didn't like. I guess they're trying to get at the fact that this is how evil this guy is, but you don't even see Mark acknowledge him or the
Does he
major.
even
It's just a
know?
random reveal.
It was unclear if the major even knew that was his son.
So it just felt like all these storylines that they had could have been fleshed out more, and maybe I'd be more enamored with the walk.
Yeah,
but they just wrote things, and they didn't really. I don't feel like the payoff to a lot of those things really did anything.
Could have used a little more meat, essentially, on the bone.
Especially because the movie's so repetitive to look at.
I think the worst thing you can do when you go to a movie is be bored.
So they could have broken up the walk with like flashbacks of the kids.
Right.
So then maybe you learn some more about them.
That's what I
Cutting
thought
to
about.
people watching them, talking about them.
Yeah, or
seeing a little bit of the world that they live in.
Seeing the families cut to them and seeing how they're handling them being on the walk.
Like at least even them just watching the TV and they're watching their kids.
I mean, this movie cost $20 million. They could have done a lot with that money.
Well, here's another thing. I thought it was just me, and maybe because I was just bored and not paying attention at times, but then I saw some feedback online that confirmed it. But the sound mixing was weird because there were a lot of times when they would start conversations and I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
I will agree that some of the dialogue was hard to understand. I absolutely.
So that took me out of the movie too, because I'm like, what are they talking about? I can't even hear what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Some of it was very muddy, and I was like, what? What did he just say?
And I couldn't tell where people were. Like, are they in the front? Like, when the guy started shitting on the fucking street, I'm like, are they behind him or they're in front of him?
Well, look, let's go over the exact rules because I think the rules are fascinating in this. It's a great premise, right? So 50 boys, and they're given water and rations. So at any time on this walk, you can ask for a canteen of water. But like you said, they have to walk along this route with soldiers, and they got to maintain 3 miles per hour. And if you drop, you get a warning, and you get 3 warnings. And after the 3rd warning, you get what he calls you ticket punched, meaning shot in the head. But the warnings can be erased with an hour of clean walking. And yes, there's no finish line. Last one alive gets a cash prize and whatever they wish. So there's the matter of the lead's wishes that goes into the end, because when we learn about Ray in his flashback is that his dad went up against the regime or whatever, and the major shot him in front of him. And so Ray is going to wish for the gun that soldier has so he can just shoot the major right there when he wins.
Right.
And McFreeze just, what did he want? Oh, he wanted to like use the money to help kids or something.
You wanted to help people or be an inspiration.
And then Stebbins wanted to win because he's the bastard kid and wants to go be accepted in his home. Having Stebbins at the end will tie into the book's ending, I think, is that's why they kind of threw that in, because it changes it a little bit. But I thought the rules were solid, makes a lot of sense. And I'm just like, when that fucking incline hill hit, I was like, oh, we fucked. They took out a lot of guys.
Yeah.
A lot of kids didn't make it up the hill.
I just think with the rules that they have, that you can't stop it all.
Yeah.
And
how do you shit?
And you can't sleep. That this thing would be over in 48 hours, maybe 30 hours.
How are they sleeping, Izzy? But like
they would, and none of these people were like a lot of these people were in great shape. So,
true. In fact, the lead guy is he's a little poor.
They weren't wearing like running shoes. They were wearing boots. Like there was no way.
Yeah, but okay,
that this
to
movie
Anthony's
even takes
point,
place.
the reason these kids are doing this is even though it's volunteer, they have that conversation where they're like, it's kind of not. It's kind of like a draft. You don't have any other choice. You have to. Like it's just assumed. It's accepted. There's nothing better because this is how bad this world is.
I get that, but then why are they so all like gung ho about doing it?
I don't know. And they're all like, let's make friends in the beginning. When
it's just a weird
opponents.
The way they set it up is very confusing because they're all so happy to be there. It's almost like the premise is they don't know they're going to die. But it's clear to me by very early on in the movie that they all knew they were going to die. So I don't understand the enthusiasm all of them have.
If this thing's been broadcasted on TV every time, like everybody knows the drill.
It's just very incongruent to what you would think they would be expecting, or how they'd be really feeling about doing this.
It really must be just like so bad that you just.
I think there's better movies like this.
Yeah.
So
better versions of this.
The other thing too is, can we get into the ending?
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the ending. What happens, Anthony? Take us through the ending.
The ending is down to the two guys, Cooper Hoffman's Ray and Peter. And Peter this whole time has been like, you got to use the money to do good, right? You got to do good or something like along those lines. And Ray finally comes around to, okay, maybe I'll consider doing that instead of killing this guy. And then Peter starts to stop and basically give the win to Ray. For what reason, I don't. Maybe to like, he believes that Ray will do some good and get over the fact that like not choose vengeance. But
His
Ray,
wish is revenge, yeah.
Right, but Ray then decides to keep Peter going because Peter kept him going throughout, and then Ray stands back and gets shot.
Peter early on did say, at some point when I'm done, I'm just going to sit down and stop. And I think that's why he did it.
Oh, okay, sure. So then Peter is the winner. Ray sacrifices his life for Peter. Peter then wishes for the gun and kills the Major, doing what Ray had said he was going to do with the gun. And basically, the movie ends on a very like bleak note, which was already a bleak movie. I guess
shoots the Major.
I guess the thought here is that this walk was they'd seen so much shit that it just made them all dark and
fucks you up.
Yeah, it fucked them up. I just that ending didn't work for me.
What was the part that what was weird was when he does get the gun and he pulls it up and there's nobody, none of the soldiers raised their gun at him. If there was a crowd, nobody's rushing him. And then when he shoots the Major, it's very quiet. It's raining. Nobody comes up to get him. And I was like, Is this real? Is this in his head? Is he already dead? And then he just turns and continues to walk. Nobody's rushing him. You would think the guards instantly would shoot him.
See, that all logically makes sense, and I see what you're going at. To me, that is beside the point. I just don't think that thematically the movie was building towards that.
Because we think it was setting us up for Ray to win.
It was setting us up for Ray to win to kill then turn not to kill the Major, to actually do some good and get in. But instead it felt to me, I don't know what the ending is of the book. It felt to me like a swerve for the sake of being a swerve.
Interesting. Ruggs, what's your take on the ending?
I don't like it. I don't like the fact. I mean, it's one thing that I called it when they were talking, and I'm like, oh, this guy's going to end up not being able to kill the guy, and then the other guy's going to do it because they made a friend and they're bonded, and now he's going to be obsessed with making his friend's last wish come true. So I called that while I was watching it, but then after he kills the Major, it just stops. Yeah. So it's like you don't even get the resolve of either him getting killed, him not getting killed, and he gets the money. Like, I don't know what happens.
What happens after? Look, when Peter raised the gun and he goes, "This is for Ray," and shoots him, I thought that was kind of satisfying based on what was
really.
But
no, I don't agree. I don't agree. Why? Wait. Stop. Pause real quick. Ray sacrifices his life so Peter can do some good.
And Peter instead goes,
Ray doesn't sacrifice his life. Like, I don't get the vibe at all that Ray sacrificed his life so that Peter can kill the Major. I think the vibe I got that was built throughout was Ray sacrifices his life because Peter's such a good guy that he will do the right thing with the money, whereas Ray would have been selfish with it. So then you to be like, for the movie to end with Peter doing that, I don't think Peter's doing it's not building towards Peter accomplishing Ray's mission. That's not what that character wanted for Peter.
I saw it make sense to me. I saw it as like a friendship thing. Like, I'm going to carry out his wishes because he did kill his father. And
why does Ray sacrifice himself for Peter?
That's a good question.
Did he go in and go, are they building throughout the movie towards Ray being like, you need to do this for me to avenge my father?
No.
That's never said. That's never stated. That's never even implied.
It's not earned enough.
So it is out of character for Peter McVeigh to do his.
Yeah, that's a good. The way Rugg said it, it's not earned, in my opinion.
Like, you can't just do it without it actually meaning something. Like, it would have been, but that's the thing. When I heard them talking about it, I was like, oh, this is what's going to happen, because they not because it's what should happen, because I know how they write things.
Yeah.
And it seems like a very hacky way to write something. And I don't even know if this is Stephen King's actual ending. I don't know what the ending is.
Okay, here we go. We spoil the movie. We're going to spoil the book now.
Spoiler alert.
Because I'm sure it's a good book. I've heard it's a good book. I've heard that there's more character stuff in the book.
Much more in depth, the book.
Yes, more in depth, because it's a book, right? Apparently they combined some characters, which is a normal thing you do when you're adapting a book. A couple of the major differences in the book, there's 100 dudes walking. They cut it down to 50. And in the book, they walk at 4 miles an hour, which seems a little bit quick. So they just slowed it down to 3 miles an hour. But the big difference is the end. Now, in the book, apparently, Ray's motivations are a little bit different. I believe he doesn't even really want to kill the general. He kind of is in it for the money. So the last 3 remaining in the book are Stebbins, Ray, and Peter, except Peter goes out first. He just sits down, gets his ticket punched. So Stebbins and Ray are left.
Yeah.
And then I think Stebbins dies and Ray wins. Okay. But he doesn't ask for the gun. And the book also has a weird, ambiguous ending. Stebbins dies. Ray wins. He sees this shadowy figure up ahead and he just continues walking, thinking the walk is still happening. And that's another contestant. He's delirious. He just keeps walking off towards this shadowy figure. And that's how the fucking book ends, I believe. I don't know.
That's a bit more
makes more sense, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, it's equally cryptic. I think it's more. It makes more sense than the way. I think it makes more sense than this.
So JT Molnar took a big swing and they changed the ending.
But basically, the end of the book, he's so delirious and out of it from walking that he just keeps walking. He doesn't even know that he's won the walk.
Yup. Exactly.
What do you think of that, Ruggs?
I don't like it. Floppy.
You don't like that one either.
He doesn't
Listen,
like anything.
However, Stephen King has been known. A lot of people criticize some of his endings aren't the greatest. It is hard, even for a master like Stephen King. It's hard to end things, sometimes. So you just kind of leave it ambiguous and leave it out there.
I would have thought of a much more brilliant ending. So,
well, here's I'll say a couple good things. I liked the 4 main guys.
Yeah.
I thought there was some decent Stand By Me vibes with the conversations they're having.
Right.
And I liked Ben Wang a lot. I liked Peter, the Johnson character, David Johnson.
Yes.
So I thought those characters were good. And I thought the movie did a decent job of making me... So I didn't know what kind of tone it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the movie did a decent job of bringing some dread, especially when dude is walking with his ankle turned.
That was
God. So some of the stuff, there was some imagery where I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable and giving me like the, oh, fuck, I don't want to see this shit.
Yeah, I will agree. The graphic shots to the head, that tank driving over that kid's legs, like there were some fucked up things.
Or I think dude walking with a bloody nose. And
yes. And he keeps, and then it won't stop. And then he's like, I'm out.
And this guy's shitting.
And the guy with the runs. So the shitting was interesting because he's like, pinch it off already. If you're quick about it and don't get nervous, you could do it. But if you got the fucking runs, you're done.
See, I would have worn assless chaps to that thing.
This is the costume to wear.
Easy shits. No problem.
Here's where you stick yourself in that situation.
Yes.
No, it's not the walking. It's how long can you walk with mud butt?
Yeah.
You just have to be okay with shit.
I mean, all I think about is shitting. So it's like, that would be the first thing
I would tell you personally, I wouldn't have fucking made it very far in this if I had to, if I'm being honest.
I mean, the fact that walking with an itchy ass, I mean, that's
horrible.
Well, look, the reality is that these guys, they look like they were fine in the like they were walking in this movie like a week.
It's weird. It is weird.
And they were like they were just like walking. I'm like, you would not be able to walk. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't
No,
be
but
able to.
they're giving him food and water though.
Yeah, but the way Ben Wang was walking, the way all of them should be walking.
Yes, that was great. He was catatonic. He's like on autopilot. His head hung over. He's not even there. And then when he decides to just attack.
Well, to Ruggs' point too, this is where I'm thinking about like some of the inconsistencies. Is the main character Ray Cooper Hoffman?
Yeah.
At a couple points has like serious cramps or like knee problems or something.
Yeah.
And then walks it off. And it's just like, I don't think that you're not going to walk it off. Like you're just keep fucking it up by walking.
If you get a Charlie horse, can you walk that off sometimes? The one I thought
there's a lot of inconsistency with how they like portray the character from scene to scene.
So the first kid who he stopped because he had a rock in his shoe and had took 3 warnings, and I was like, yeah, that was. I was like, that's kind of worth it because walking with a rock in your shoe is going to be uncomfortable. And then I thought it was clever. The other guy, Stebbins, takes an early warning just to kind of test it out, see what he can get away with. So look, there was some clever shit, and I think David Johnson stand out. Keep an eye on this guy. Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid. I think he's got a lot of promise too. I thought their chemistry and their friendship was fun. And I like when they were like, we're the 3 Musketeers. And then the guy in the back comes, me too. And they're like, no, not you. They push him back. It's funny. Yes. And then just I like bleak dystopia, right? I thought it did bleak, depressing. Like you can't watch this movie.
No, it's not a feel-good movie.
Second time, right? But sometimes I like movies that make you go, oh,
very washed out color palettes, a lot of green, brown.
All right. Well, final thoughts, Anthony. Give me a numbers. What do you think?
Yeah, we've dissected this movie, so you heard a lot of my thoughts. But overall, I found it to be a disappointing movie with an interesting concept that was at times visually just very repetitive. Maybe that's just a function of the story, but I think the way they lay out the story makes it more repetitive. And then, there's a lot of things I just didn't think made any sense, especially the ending. So, when you don't land the ending like that, in my opinion, that really, hurts the movie. So initially when I came out of the theater, I was like, this is like a 6. And now I really think it's an average movie. I'm just going to go right with a 5. I think it's a very, very mediocre movie that had a very interesting premise, a lot of promise, material from one of the great writers of all time.
Yeah.
Decent cast, but didn't coalesce into a movie where I felt much emotion towards what I was watching.
Okay. Ruggs?
Yeah, I'm kind of going, I want to say 5, but I'm probably going to go 4.75.
Oh, below a movie.
Yeah, because it's boring. I was bored. It's a short movie, and I was bored on a short movie. That never good.
No,
never good. I don't think it was a horrible movie. There was good acting. It just failed to do what it should do. It failed to be interesting, and it failed to kind of hold my attention and want more. I want more of this unit. I at the end of the day, I got out of there. I was like, I just sat through that, and that was it. That's all my reaction was.
Okay. I was again slightly disappointed. I did enjoy the first half and the setting up of characters and seeing everybody get shot. And while it does have the bleak, the dread, the dystopia that I love, premise had potential. Perhaps it did not live up to the potential. I'll give it a 6.
I found it interesting that what we're saying is not the aggregate for the internet. Like most of the internet's like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's 89, 85 here.
I think on Letterboxd it's like a 3.6, which means it's a decent, solidly reviewed movie.
The tomato meter was higher initially. It was like 90 something. It settled down to 89. So
it's for me. It's like, okay, there's good things in this movie to like. I think if you're into the things, if you're tuned into those things, and you could forget about all the other things, I think you might like this movie.
Yes,
because it does scratch certain itches. But for me, I found it to be too inconsistent. I found it to be too boring. And I found that it wasn't fleshed out enough. There's a lot of missing stuff here. There's not enough meat on the bone here.
Yeah, that's what we said earlier. But I don't know. I kind of liked the good stuff a little bit. Just wish it was little better.
Yeah, I don't think it's a complete trash fire, but
no, it's just okay, and there's good qualities. Now we will see how Edgar Wright and company translate The Running Man in about a month or so, right? Remember? So it's just crazy. He's got 2 Richard Bachman books being made into movies this year. Let's find out what our listeners thought. Did they like it? News from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks.
I missed that.
Stinks. It stinks.
We also had some strong opinions here, possibly. Let's start with Ed Kittler, who comments, "Are you about to take a short walk out the theater because this movie is dog shit?"
Wow.
More of a question. Wait, you think that was hot? Here's a great one. Scott Swangorum from Mostly Superheroes. Here's what he says. Spoiler alert. This movie is bad. Saw it a few hours ago. Read the book a few weeks ago. It's barely a shell of King's work. 1 hour, 45 minutes is nowhere near enough time to build the drama and suspense needed to pull this story off. Dialogue was amateur. Performances were uninspired. The lead has zero likability. There were no stakes, nothing to believe in, too many time jumps. The book made you feel every agonizing step. If you haven't seen this yet, don't go. I'm sure comparing it to the book, it's not going to be as good. But I'm curious about the book. And then Jose Ibarra says, I didn't hate it. I don't know if I really liked it either. It was a decent letdown from the expectations I had. David Johnson is a major talent, though. Between this, Alien Romulus, and Ryle Lane, he has incredible range. Yeah, I think he's going to be going places. And then one more comment from Jose Ibarra about the movie he was most excited to see. He posted the Rotten Tomato score for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. And in this graphic, the score is 97% tomato meter, 99% popcorn meter. He comments, in a year that had some really fun theater experiences, this was easily the best time I had at the movies all year.
Oh, shit.
We often think about if anything will ever recapture the experience of movies like Endgame and No Way Home. This was it. From the packed theater, crowd reactions, and cosplay, this was a 10 out of 10 movie-going experience. For me, you have time to catch up before part 2. Rex, you into the Demon Slayer at all?
I've watched some of the anime. I watched maybe like 10 episodes of the anime.
There's a bunch of stuff to like watch before you get to this movie, though, right?
I mean,
There's like 3 or 4 movies.
There's I know Mugen Train. That was the big one that came out like a while back. I think there was another one after that one.
Yeah.
And then this is a new trilogy. So there's the anime, and then there's the Mugen Train, which seems to be like the finale of the anime. And so I don't know. This is like
K-pop Demon Hunters without the K-pop.
No, I mean it's very gory.
Yeah.
It's like a horror thing. It does have great fight scenes, and there's a lot of like kind of clever stuff going on. But I don't know. There's like a funky story situations going on about it. It's a guy and his sister trying to navigate this world where they have to hunt these. There's evil everywhere, and they have to hunt it down. And I think he's trying to cure his sister. I don't even know what's going on, but
there's no K-pop songs in it. I'm out.
There's no K-pop in it.
I'm kidding.
But
anime is huge. I've heard a lot about this. I saw the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know why this is the thing that caught fire, but yeah, I guess I don't know. I got to see it.
It sounds like it was a fun time. Like I can only imagine.
I'll tell you this: I watched the anime. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was like it wasn't. I didn't finish it, so obviously it didn't catch my. I mean, I watched some of it and I thought it was fine, but I feel like every time I watch anime, I'm like, I've seen this before. It's called Vampire Hunter D. It came out, or it was Hellsing, another fucking Bleach. It's all like rinse and repeat. A lot of these things. So
they're playing this at the Alamo.
Which one?
Demon Slayer.
They are, yeah.
They are.
I look at the Alamo stuff all the time now. It's like they're the one that they were featuring all weekend.
Oh, well, I mean,
in the biggest theater.
Fucking made $70 million, which is I did not think it would make that much money. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I had no idea what this was, but it's clearly a thing.
Yes.
70 million in one weekend is nothing to sneeze at for a Japanese anime.
Yeah, anime is big. All right. let's wrap up with some what are we watching? I'm just going to start because the Emmys aired last night for the television awards.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's like the Oscars, but not as good. Nate Bargatze.
Wait, stop there. You had to explain to our audience what the Emmys were?
You know, it's like the shittier baby sister. Anyway,
It's like the Oscars, not just, it's the Emmys.
The Emmys. It's the 77th annual Emmy Awards. Nate Bargatze, stand-up comic, hosted. You see any clips or any of this? Anything? You heard anything?
No.
Zero.
Okay, well, first of all, it was a big night for the Pit, Adolescents, and the Studio newcomers, winning a lot of awards, upsetting like your Severance and White Lotus got shut out. Andor and the Penguin won some awards, so that was fun. And those are the Pit, Adolescent, Studio, great shows. But the craziest thing was the stunt Nate Bargatze pulled during the show. You guys didn't hear about this?
No.
Okay, so he starts with, he goes, I'm donating $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. And he puts this number up on the screen. He's like, to keep the show moving, if you win, you have 45 seconds to do your speech. If you go over, I will deduct $1,000 for every second you go over. If you go under, I will add $1,000 for every second you go under. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. Nobody's ever tried this before. Will it work? So there were times when the person, and it's funny because the person who goes up there, the winner of the Emmy, this person's worked the hardest, waited their whole life for this moment and has this speech. And you see them up there and suddenly this ticker number comes and it starts going down. And I was like, holy shit. I don't think a lot of people really liked it or got the gig, the bit. And it kind of...
was it real or a joke?
Well, by the end of it, the number was like negative $50,000.
Oh, shit.
Because nobody cared. They went over. Now, him and the show actually ended up donating $350,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. So it was kind of not real. It was a stunt. It was a bit he tried. I don't know how successful it was, but I think it was
clearly not. If they went 50,000 loss.
Nobody cared. Some people were like, oh, we're going to go. We don't want to fuck Nate. Bye. But again, you're asking these people who have like waited their whole lives for this moment to be put on this time crunch. And if you go over, you're hurting these kids. In fact, they had JB Smoove with two little kids, and every so often they cut to him because he was in the Boys and Girls Club when he was a kid. And he's like, you're taking money out of these kids' mouths. Come on.
Well, I think that's funny. I think the one of the many things that suck about award shows is the speeches, right? Like no one wants to watch these disconnected actors and actresses pontificate about things that like they're so detached from, like, you know, right? So I think it's funny that they tried that,
Yes.
but it's also not surprising that these guys would be like, "No, fuck you! I'm gonna take my time up here because I care about myself."
Yeah. Yes.
What if they did this? What if they had a pre-recorded win clip that they could put on, and they just go up and they accept the award and say thank you?
Well, but they got to thank all the people, right? But they also, when the person wins, there's a lower third that says this person would like to thank, and then there's like a list of people. So they're trying to help them out. But, you know, people are going to say the political shit. They're going to thank their wives and their kids and their dogs. Like, it's just going to happen. Like, you're in the moment. What are you going to do?
No.
But I thought it was funny. He tried to keep the show going. And in fact, what happened, the presenters were like kind of went long instead of the thank you people. Some of it was too long. Now, the studio, Seth Rogen wins and the show wins. And I was very disappointed. He did not thank Sal Saperstein. I was waiting for that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
missed that, right? And then the kid from Adolescence, this 15-year-old British actor, this was his first job, wins the lead actor Emmy for Adolescence. For just doing these 4 episodes, his very first fucking gig. He's like, I just started acting like 3 years ago. I was like, motherfucker, youngest to ever win the Emmy. So,
What's The Pit? I never watched
The
that.
Pit is that Noah Wiley medical procedural on HBO Max. That's like really graphic. It's like ER, but with swearing. And
I did watch Adolescence and The Studio. I like The Studio a
Studio's
lot.
great.
I'm watching Seth Rogen's other show called Platonic.
Oh yeah, with what's her name? Roseburn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that any good?
Yes,
Okay.
but it's not great.
Okay.
Because the whole entire show is is predicated on the fact that Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are best friends.
Okay.
And they just don't seem like they have any chemistry at all.
No, I can just by looking at them, I doesn't feel like they would have.
So like that doesn't work right out the gate, but everything else kind of is funny. But like
The fucking studio is hilarious. So good. Anthony,
how could he cast that so well? In this, he couldn't figure it
well,
out.
I feel like he may have just taken a job. Is he producing the other show?
I don't know, but I don't know.
Because
But I'm watching it.
yeah, he's producing and everything in the studio. Like that's his baby. I don't know. Maybe he just took the gig to be in the other show. Anthony, you watch anything this week?
Trying to think if I watched anything good. I mean, a lot of sports, a lot of bad sports for Chicago in here.
Chicago fans, it's that time of year.
Yeah, but no, I can't. I didn't watch anything this week. I was supposed to watch the movie. What's it called here? Fucking
At the Alamo?
the Long Walk. Not the Long Walk. I just watched that. What the fuck am I talking
The
about? In the
Perambulators?
Mood for Love.
Oh,
The 25th anniversary of that.
the Alamo.
Yeah, but I was hungover, so I didn't.
What? In the Mood for Love. Who's in that?
It's a Hong Kong film. It's with Ben Leon. What's his name?
Oh, from 2000.
Tony
It
Leung.
is-
And
Oh,
yeah.
Tony Leung's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Wong Kar-wai movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got some good movies. Oh, Maggie Chung is in it too. Wong Kar-wai. That's another dude I forget about.
Yeah. So I was gonna watch that, but I was hungover, so I didn't watch it.
All right. Rebs, you watch anything?
I watched the Terminal List, some of it, not all of it.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the Wolf or whatever.
Yeah, so that's funny because I started watching the original show because I'd never seen it.
Oh, I like the Terminal List.
And
It's great.
I watched I'm like halfway through. Holy shit, it's really good. I did not expect it to be like such a mindfuck paranoia military thing, but I got sucked in and I
Hey
just
man,
keep
when you
watching.
start watching the old man shows,
Yeah,
they're the greatest.
it's right up there with the Day of the Jackal and the Linus and CIA. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I'm back in.
Love all those shows. They're all the Black Ops guys. They're all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they got to fucking do the shit. They're the ones that have to do the shit.
They got PTSD. You don't know if what is actually happening is real or he's fucked up in the head. So the new one is a prequel. It also has Chris Pratt and the other
But it tells the story of the other guy
Ben.
who's played by Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's in it. He pops in, but it's not about the same thing. Like Terminal List is about him, the guy finding out that he's dying, right? And then
tumor, and they're after him.
Yeah, and so he decides to take people out. But this is like more like a fucked up situation in the Middle East leads these guys to go to join a Black Ops team.
Okay,
where they have where like they're doing Black Ops work, like killing people, like taking targets out.
Damn.
And almost like they get put into like a whole new cell, like and then there's like different people, and they're out of their element. They're not in the desert where they were with their team. They're out with this new team.
Oh, is it good? Like Terminal is good?
I think it's good. Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm liking it. It's not like it's not better than the first one.
Okay.
But I think it's still a very enjoyable TV.
So then I watched this movie that actually ended up being kind of a nice compliment to Terminal List and The Long Walk, and it's Warfare. That came out this year, written and directed by Alex Garland, Ray Mendoza. It just came out on HBO Max. Now,
I can't wait to watch this movie.
It's interesting because Alex Garland I think it's a very interesting pair of movies he's done. He just did Civil War. He wrote that. We watched that, which is about journalists in a war. And then Warfare, it starts out saying this is a story told by memory. So this is apparently a true story, but it's how everybody involved in the story remembers it. And it's essentially this Navy SEAL team that holds up in Iraq in like 2006. They're holed up in this house, just waiting. And then the insurgents kind of find them and attack them, and they got to get the fuck out. And it's just this one incident of these guys getting attacked and trying to get evac, get removed, get the fuck out of there. It's got Joe Quinn, Will Poulter. So it reminded me of Terminal List because of all the shooty and military stuff.
Yeah.
But then it is fucking bleak and harrowing and haunting and depressing like fucking The Long Walk and graphic in parts. What happens to these guys and who actually makes it out. It's I don't know. It's interesting. It like is.
Did
just,
you like it?
I thought it was pretty good. The way it was shot. The tension, some of the action. Because like in the beginning, you're literally hanging out with them. In the beginning, it's a little boring as it is when one guy's just a sniper. He's just watching the building across the street. You're just sitting around. It's very quiet. You got to kill time because nothing's really happening. And then the fucking grenade pops in through the hole. Shit happens. And then the movie picks up and you're like, oh, fuck. What the fuck is going on? So they got, air support and tanks and they're trying to get out of there. So some good performances. I thought it was pretty good.
I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out at some point too.
And then I also watched The Black Phone, Rugs, or just Black
What did you
Phone.
think?
You know what? This is also very good. I like that it was like a serial killer story with just a touch of supernatural shit going on. The 70s setting was good. Ethan Hawke was very good. It does do things to where I'm talking at the screen and it does horror movie things. Certain things, it's not really spoilers, but certain things like why'd the kidnapper leave that thing in that kid's hand and didn't check him? It's a pointy fucking object.
Of course.
Another thing, there's no way you can push a limp rope up a roll of carpet like that. That would never work. Like, you could do that. You just do it a different way, like a logical way. Like, remember that? Where he pushes the rope out and it comes out. I'm like, no. Now.
Why don't you try it? Why don't you try it out?
No, it doesn't. You can't do that. It's limp. It's going to go all floppy on you. It's going to go floppy on you. Is that way? You can just lift it up and, feed the rope through. I don't know why you just didn't do that. But the end is interesting. It is, it's not really horror, but it is thriller and scary.
But didn't it remind you a little bit of Weapons?
Yes, because it deals with missing kids and the community trying to find what happened to these kids and cops being really inept because they went in the house. It was right there.
Yeah.
It's the fucking brother's house right there.
But then this new movie looks like it's going in a whole other supernatural direction.
Yeah. So then after watching that, because I'd already seen the Black Phone 2 trailer, I didn't really understand it. I saw the trailer again and I was like, oh, it's the same two kids, but this dude, spoilers, that dude, he killed him and now he's on the phone. So what is happening? What do you think that movie's about?
I don't know. I think that these two kids are telepaths or
her dreams come
psychics.
true. Yeah, she can dream the shit.
So both of these kids are psychics and they could talk to the dead. So I think that sucks when the wrong dead person contacts you. And it looks like it's gonna be fucking Freddy Krueger shit.
Yeah, it's in the
attacking them while they sleep.
And he's on skates with a hockey stick. That's fun.
Yeah.
But I did like the girl who dreams, who her dreams come true, and when she's biking looking for the house in her dreams, like,
what'd you think of the dad?
Oh my God, fucking Jeff Davies, what's his name? Jeff Davies. What a piece of shit drunk, but you felt bad for him. Jeremy Davies doing a great job as the father.
That's a weird balance to try and strike. You're a fucking terrible dad.
Yes.
And then you feel bad for him kind of at the end of the movie.
Yes, but I was like, why do these kids fucking just leave or just fucking do something? Your dad is a horrible piece of shit. He's fucking beating her with the belt and shit. I was like, God damn.
I got beat like that.
Yeah, I mean, I got the fucking hanger and the spoon and shit. I remember I got the belt. My mom would use wooden spoons and they would break, and she would get really mad that she used her favorite wooden spoon and that broke when she hit me. So it's bitter. It's bittersweet.
Steel spoonie, man.
It's bittersweet. That was my grandmama's cooking spoon. How dare you make me use it on you? But yeah, you do feel bad for her, but he was a fucking piece of shit. But yeah, it was good. I like that.
I thought it was a decent. I wasn't expecting much. I thought it was decent.
I like that grainy, like film texture that they use a lot for just kind of the look of the 70s. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right, that's it. You watch anything else, Ruggs?
No, I mean, I just been watching Terminal List, and
I'm gonna get to that.
You know, the news cycle ate up a lot of my
don't watch that. It's not. Don't worry about it.
So
that's why
I want to know: did they get the guy?
Yeah,
who's the guy?
Look,
did they get the guy?
I got more shit to keep looking. Just take your mind off of it by watching what's out this week. Gen V season 2 premiere.
Oh, that was this week? Fuck.
Yes, September 17th, I think, on the Wednesday when this show posts. It will begin on Amazon. And then Discord Hangout. Another reminder. Don't forget. It's the day after this show posts. Get on there. Join it. Let's geek out. Okay. That's all. Anything else? Ruggs, where can the people find you online?
Rug Boy Show on X, where I will be doom scrolling.
Yo, there's a lot of graphic shit.
Trying to avoid basically snuff films being
There's
passed
so
around.
much graphic shit on Twitter these days that it is alarming. It's scary to go scroll because I don't want to look at these things, but then they just show it's there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to tap it.
We're living in a weird age. That's all I have to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, everything's crazy right now. That's why we talk about stupid shit. Anthony, where are you going to be this week?
I'm going to probably join the Discord.
Oh, snap.
Oh wow, guys. You don't want to miss that. I'll even crack a beer open.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. That's really good.
All right, there you go. You heard it from the Jock himself. In the meantime, listener, check out our website, jockandnerd.com, for all the ways to support the show. Get in touch. You can send us. Our email is there. Our Patreon link is there. And the most important thing, of course, share the show with your friends. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
My balls was hot.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it.